Hey there friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and positivity through music. Today I'll be doing a double reaction. First we'll be checking out the Song Instead of a Kiss by Alana Miles, which it's a very intriguing title. It immediately prompts the question in my mind, why does it have to be a song instead of a kiss? Why not both? And then the immediate answer that comes to my mind as well, maybe there's a reason why physical distance is preventing the kiss from happening. Because both, right? A kiss and a song are capable of conveying love and affection. So I always err on the side of why not both? So we'll be checking that out first and then follow it up with a reaction to the Lord's Prayer in Aramaic. And for me, that's also very interesting for a different reason, because Aramaic is, I believe, an ancient language. I often hear it referenced in, history movies and anthropology and history textbooks. Religious texts themselves are also written in Aramaic, at least the original ancient texts. So for me, I've never actually heard any Aramaic before. It almost feels like I'm discovering a new world in that regard. So I'm excited to check these songs out here today. But before we do jump in, a massive thank you goes to Graham the Supportive, whose generous support made this reaction possible. And Graham dedicates this reaction to the memory of his loving younger sister, Rebecca. May Rebecca rest in peace. And now, let's jump in. Some very full strings. Oh wow. Oh. I love the lead melody underneath as well, couched in these beautiful chords. Ooh. Whoa. Whoa, this is beautiful. Oh, the emotion in the strings. I believe that's a cello we're hearing.
Song instead of a kiss. Baby, this is a song instead of a kiss. For all of you who ache, who long for nights like this. Song instead of a touch. Darling, this is a song instead of a touch. To all of you who wait so long, need so much.
Oh, it's this beautiful chord progression highlighted by the string sounds. Of course, the piano is a string instrument, so it almost doubles up on that comment. But it's always, I guess, important to highlight the piano separately. But I love Alana's singing over the top of it all, because she finds a way to, in moments, sing in parallel, but also add flourishes and modifications that you can feel and hear that contrast with the underlying chord progression. And those differences, those more obvious moments, feel very emotive to me.
is to those who like to cling.
It's like the friction in the beautiful melody that adds a lot of character.
To those I sing.
Even the little break in her voice right there.
To those I sing.
All of it adds character.
Here is a song instead of a clutch, instead of a move.
Oh, wow.
Instead of a soothing touch
Wow.
in the afternoon.
The song is very reserved. But it perfectly encapsulates that emotion.
It is to those who like to cling.
I just felt the floor raise.
It is to those I sing. Here is a song instead of a clutch, instead of a move, instead of a soothing touch in the afternoon.
It's so sad. Oh. Wow. That is a subtle lift again. Well, I guess more obvious, but it's not like a full rock lift, you know? Whoa. Oh, he's even playing with the volume knob on the guitar. Oh, is that over? I'll pause it there. I was not expecting a song like this. It was... I frankly thought we were only 3 minutes in. The way this just time flew by listening to this one. I think the chord progression was very simple overall, and it allowed all of the other surrounding instrumentation to really shine, and for Alana's voice really to shine. And at the end, where Alana basically yells out, and then it all comes to a head, it kind of dissolves back into the single atom of the emotion of longing, of sadness, of melancholy, of I wouldn't necessarily say nostalgia, but I think those emotions are often connected with one another. And, you know, as it relates to losing a loved one, I've lost grandparents, and I've seen what it does to my emotional state. I've seen friends of mine lose family members or friends of friends, and even my parents, right, losing friends of theirs. It's never easy, and the emotions are almost indescribable at times. And sometimes music is a way to bridge those feelings internally, and it helps us reconcile all of that emotional turmoil, the pain, the grief, the sadness, into one consolidated musical effort. And this is something that I've understood passively in my life more than I did actively. Now I'm trying to, with my reaction channel, put more words to the emotions that music evokes within me in a tangible and meaningful way, or not meaningful, but deliberate way. But when I was younger, listening to music, I didn't understand the emotional effect it had on me. I would listen, I would enjoy. If I was feeling sad, some sad music would resonate deeply with me. If I was feeling angry, maybe some angry music would resonate with me. It would help serve as a proxy for my own emotions. Now, that's why when I think about this song, oftentimes I look to now, what are the emotions that the music is trying to convey? And that's where I kind of draw on this idea of longing, of love, of missing, of melancholy. Strings oftentimes have those effects, but I think in the context of Song Instead of a Kiss, you can even think in terms of lyrically and its meaning, what is going on, because if it has to be a song instead of a kiss, well, the question becomes, and I even asked it at the beginning, why is it a song instead of a kiss? Usually you can offer both. And this is usually when there is a medium that is unbridgeable. If you lose somebody, a kiss is the physical way you could convey your love, but that's no longer possible in that circumstance. A song is the way to do it. You sing to the heavens, you sing in your heart, and that bridges physical space. That's sort of my understanding and interpretation of this one. But it was a beautiful song, sung beautifully by Alana. Great work from the keyboard player. I think that's where I felt a lot of that emotion come from melodically and in terms of the progression too. Really solid stuff. Now let's check out the Lord's Prayer in Aramaic. I'm excited to hear Aramaic for the first time. Assuming there's lyrics, I'm not really sure. Again, an emphasis on strings. This is such an interesting language. It almost reminds me of a combination of like Hebrew and Arabic a little bit. I think it's also from that part of the world, right? It's beautiful. The strings are carrying so much. it's beautiful. I don't understand what's being sung. Her voice is lovely. It really, really pairs well with these beautiful strings. I feel like that's just the operative word, and I don't want to be redundant and just continue to call this beautiful, but come on. It is beautiful. And if you hear the way that the actual human voice, which sounds like strings, and the strings, which sounds like the human voice, interact and kind of weave in and out of each other, there is a beautiful dance that's happening sonically. And I also was taking a look at the lyrics just to try to even understand the mechanics of this language, and there's not a single etymology or even like derivative language that I can draw from this. Maybe like the L apostrophe CH reminds me a little bit of Hebrew, but then there's like an L apostrophe N, which is unfamiliar to me, D apostrophe S, and then there's this like caret over the top of certain letters, which, typically when you're writing things in English phonetics, that's how you denote different accents. Like you have the olmat, you have the accent aigu, the accent grave, for each of the different languages that require accents. I have never seen a caret before outside of what would be statistical estimators. Usually the caret goes over the top of what you're trying to estimate. I know that has no bearing on this. It's just very interesting for me to finally actually read some phonetic Aramaic. It's very, very cool for me. Oh, wow. Oh, unfortunate that it cut off at the end there. I want to just listen to a few more rounds of that. Hmm. I mean, the way I would characterize that song, I mean, it kind of does it itself, but it absolutely is a prayer, but also more than a prayer. It feels like a reconfirmation of what is important. And, at the end there was the, at least English written line underneath Amen, of seal in trust, faith, and truth. And it's almost like it's a stamp at the end of what's being sung. Now, I don't know all of what's being sung lyrically. I think there's a lot to learn on that front. But listening from the emotional standpoint, my heart says that whatever the message was, it was imbued with love and grace and gratitude, and we seal it with faith, trust, and truth. And you would ask maybe the question, why do you need to seal something in those things? Because we believe that what we said earlier on in the prayer has value and ought to be treated with the gravity of truth, because these are meaningful things that deserve to stand the test of time. They transcend the physical barriers that prevent us from reaching out to loved ones or lost ones. And just when it comes to like the idea of prayer itself, we are trying to improve ourselves and grow closer to God, form a closer connection to the Almighty power through prayer, through introspection. And it is almost like a selfless act to pray. Now, oftentimes people, and even younger individuals such as myself many years ago, viewed prayer as more of a selfish thing. Pray to get something back, right? Because why am I praying? It's a give and take. And it's not inherently illogical to think that way, because why would you do something if you're not going to get something in return? But it also lacks understanding of the emotion behind prayer and what prayer seeks to do. Grow us closer to our connection with ourself, God, those who preceded us, those who will come after us. It connects us with the universe. And an interesting sort of like physiological fact that I'm going to randomly throw in here, I recently found out about the physiological effects of prayer, meditation, of even like nasal humming. If you kind of nasally hum and vibrate even within your nose for any extended period of time, the levels of nitric oxide throughout your body increase. I think it's like 15-fold or something like that, which helps you then return into a state of peace. It helps you remain at ease. It helps you accrue even more oxygen. And that's why you'll notice in a lot of religious prayers and hymns, or just songs that for whatever reason feel like they drone and keep you in a consistent, grounded state. Oftentimes they have these frequencies that are capable of putting you at ease. That's why there's certain frequencies that have names attached to them, and I'm still learning a lot about these things. There's like a brown frequency, there's the study frequency, there's the sleep, deep hertz frequencies. A lot of those things exist, and they help relax the human mind, because humans, we are organic creatures affected by physics and nature and chemistry, as well as emotion. And sometimes it's really hard philosophically to disentangle those, but we can draw at least causative or correlative at least patterns with some frequencies and the way we feel and behave. And I think music is one of those great equalizers that definitely uses the medium of frequency to invoke feelings of love and emotion within us. Now, those things also already exist before the music, so the music also helps enhance those feelings as well and grow our connection. And with prayer and the overarching either philosophical or religious meaning, you get to stack on top of that another layer that helps ground you and keeps you connected with the universe in a deeper way. So I think there's just so many levels of complexity that this makes me think of. You got musically, you have sonically, you have lyrically, you have spiritually, emotionally. We just listened to some beautiful works today, and I couldn't be more appreciative. Thank you for sticking with me until the end of the reaction today. If you enjoyed it and would like to request one yourself, you can do so by clicking the first link in the description box below. But as always, my friends, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.